It's really important to us, so I keep saying, like, this is temporary, this is temporary. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. That bag of beans, that bag of rice, it's calling your name for a reason. Welcome back to my channel. This is Rouse Rising. If you're new here, my name is Katie, and tonight I'm gonna start soaking these beans because tomorrow we are gonna be making some Boston baked beans. So I'm gonna add some water to this bowl, and then I'm gonna give it a little splash of apple cider vinegar, and we're gonna let these beans sit on the countertop overnight. And then first thing in the morning, we are gonna throw everything into our slow cooker, and we're gonna make a delicious batch of baked beans, except they're going to be done in the slow cooker. We're not using the oven for this recipe, but it's going to come out just like your favorite can of Bush's baked beans from the grocery store. Homemade goodness. I'm going to cut up about half of this bacon, and I'm going to layer it in this crock pot with some beans and some bacon and some beans and some bacon and some beans and some bacon, and that's how we're gonna do it in this crock pot. Then we're gonna add our mixture. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We already have some bacon on the bottom, and then we have some beans, some bacon on top, and we're gonna layer this again. Of course, I didn't read the directions and I forgot these onions, so I'm just gonna kind of push those down in there so that they are mixed in with the beans. Oh, yum. Okay, I make a lot of broth. That's my broth remains. So that was last night. I cleaned out my crock pot and I got it all ready for today. And today we're doing this. And I'm gonna try to cover these onions up with some beans. I mean it when I say I don't read the directions. I read the ingredients and that was it. So this is 1/3 cup of molasses, and to that we're gonna do 1/8 of a teaspoon of cloves. I did 4 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, and this is 3 cups of water. We're gonna mix in the blackstrap molasses and all of these ingredients, and once it's whisked together, we are gonna pour this on top of our beans, and that is the concoction the beans are going to cook in, not the water that was in there with the onions and everything earlier. I poured that into this Pyrex and made sure I had enough liquid for the beans. Yeah, this is how it's done. You mix it together, then you dump it on top. Let this be a lesson to you all. Read the directions. Don't just read the ingredients. I do this all the time. I cut corners by skipping the method, the cooking method. These are supposed to slow cook on low for 8 hours, but of course I messed that up too. In the meantime, we run into town to see if we can knock out some of our list of things to do. So we came to Home Depot. I was gonna buy fence posts, but for 7-foot steel posts, it's $9.38, and we need about 10 of them at least. So I'm not gonna do that. So instead I found the 70% off wood pile, and with the 70% off wood pile, we were able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10, I'm not sure. I'll give you a final count, but I was able to get almost all of the tall, skinny ones. I think I have a few at home from a few years ago when I did this. Okay. Because I did get the same thing and do the same thing, and I tied string around, and it worked until it was harvest time, and somehow I got careless and the deer got into my garden. I'm not really sure how they got in there or what happened, but I think I just got careless because it kept them out so well. But we're gonna try again, and we're just gonna put some wire with some plastic tagging on it, if I can find that. Yeah, all right, yeah, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I ended up spending $63.67 for 10 wood sticks, and I have used those before to do the same thing, and then also to buy 5 packs of 25-foot plastic fencing to go around the top. I thought about getting some ribbon to tie to it to kind of deter them a little bit more, but I'll get there. I'm just not going to do it on this paycheck. So little by little, I'm doing what I can where I can with what I have. and that's all we can do and all we can hope for. I got a crying baby, I'm gonna feed him. So yes, do what you can with what you have. I'm also gonna be going, taking these two little ones to the grocery store. We're gonna run into a few stores, check the prices on some things, see what kind of food we can find, see what kind of things they have in stock. I'm pretty sure everything's well stocked right now, but that we're predicting kind of a dark winter. So we want to prepare for that, you know. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news and the doom and gloom queen. I'm not that person. I'm here to bring hope and happiness and joy. So that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on what can we do today to get ready for winter, just like they used to do back in the olden days with gardening and food preservation and sourcing bulk foods, our grains, buying what we need for the whole year and having it stocked up all at once, and being purposeful with using our food supply and our food stores, and being mindful of how we're doing that. So A, we can save money, B, we can have food in case of an emergency, and C, SHTFS. Wait, when SHTF. I don't know why I keep adding an S to the end. Got him driving, got Annika in the back seat. We've got our fencing, our temporary fencing for this property. Look, I know I could have invested $200 and actually more than that, because it was $9 per pole. I needed at least 10, I needed 11. So that would have been $100, and then to get adequate fencing for the top would have been, like metal fencing, would have been another $100. So I would have spent $200. So I'm doing it for $60, and I hope to get a few years out of this fencing. And I keep telling you guys, this isn't a permanent home for our family. We are in the military. We're trying to get back to the East Coast. That's our goal. We want to be close to family. My husband and I have our siblings, and then our surviving fathers. Both of our mothers have passed away. So we want to get back and be with our family. We didn't get to be with my mother-in-law the last 10 years, and that's been hard acceptance for us. And my mom passed away before I ever had children. So it's really important to us. So I keep saying, like, this is temporary, and it is temporary. 4 years my husband retires, if not sooner. So that's where we're at right now. Okay, now we're at my other favorite store, Grocery Outlet, and I'm gonna go in here and check prices, see if I can find some butter, things like that. It's the times, y'all. I'm gonna see, typically, sometimes they have good deals on stuff. I'm gonna check like their canned meats, because I do want to stock up on some canned chicken and things like that, because canned chicken has doubled, and with all of the bird flu and all of that stuff going on, chicken is flying off the shelves. So I'm gonna see what all I can get in here as far as meat goes, because we're actually running low on our freezer stores. I have 3 chickens left in my freezer from last fall that I bought from a local farm. With the price of corn and feed doubling recently, I'm not sure how many people are actually going to be able to afford, or how affordable chicken is going to be this year. The price of chicken feed has, like I said, a bag of corn for $15. You used to be able to get a bag of whole kernel corn for $5, and now it's $15. So I really think that people need to start paying attention. Like, we don't have chickens right now, and I'm a little worried about that, but we're gonna run into here and check it out. I'm worried about not having chickens because of the lack of eggs that I saw the last time I was at the grocery stores. I went to the Chef Supply store, and I went to Fred Meyer's last time, and they didn't have a whole lot of eggs like they normally do. So now I'm gonna check Grocery Outlet. I'm also gonna go back to the Chef Supply store and see if they have eggs, because we need to try to figure this out. Come on, Annika. You want to get out? All right, I'm not going to wear you. I'm going to put you in the cart this time. But we also have to get our grocery bags. So, let's show them how we do this. We're going to grab some of our grocery bags, and we'll grab a few more, and we're going to head in here, and I'm going to show you guys some prices. Okay, guys, so berry plants, $20. Assorted herbs, $2.89. We might see if we can grab a few things from here. Potatoes were $3.99 for a 5-pound bag. Walmart had them for $4.18. $4.99 is about standard for a 3-pound bag of apples. And this ground beef was $5 for a pound, and $1.39 for drumsticks. Chicken drumsticks, that seems about standard, doesn't it? I'm going to go ahead and pick up some of this ground beef. We go through a lot of ground meat, and we are out of ground meat. I have lots of steaks and stuff I can grind up, but this is just going in our freezer into our rotation. $4.99 for 6 cans of tomato sauce. I'm going to pick up a case of that. And then this was 6 cans for $5.97, but those are big cans. We are looking for some soaker hoses for our garden, and this price is the same as Amazon. I didn't pick any up today, but I did pick up a few cans of evaporated milk for the pantry supply. This store was stocked on cheese and butter for a reasonable price, $3.87 for a pound of butter, but I am looking for some butter that doesn't have any hormones or anything injected into the cows, and I found that up here, and it's still less expensive than the pounds of butter that I found at Fred Meyer's. Here is another sign of inflation. Their excuse is the bird flu. I believe it, and it's just driving up the prices of eggs here, but I can still get eggs for $3 a dozen from my lady down the road. I believe she's probably going to increase in price, and I don't blame her one bit. The cost of feed is going up. These are 99-cent cans of tuna. Is that normal? I don't know. I haven't been buying tuna in the last couple of years. Chicken is $3.99 for this organic chicken, and I've heard in some places it's $6 for a can of conventional chicken, but here they had really good prices on their canned chicken, so I picked up a bunch of those. And just for price comparison, because I do make my own stocks and broths, $4.99 for a quart of broth. I know I can make a quart of broth for way less than that. I needed to get a back stock supply of liquid aminos because I am halfway through my current. This rice was 64 cents a pound for the enriched rice on the left, and then the sushi rice here was 69 cents a pound, 20-pound bag for $13.99. If you can find beans or lentils for a pound, if you can get a pound under $1, scoop that up. The bean soup mix is probably the best bang for your buck. It is $1.29 per pound, but it has a variety of beans and nutrition in it. Okay, I made it back home. I went and dropped off a little meal to my husband on base, and then got home. The baby is asleep. We have to pick the kids up at 1:00 p.m. today from school. They get out of school early on Friday, so we're going to do that. Annika is playing with her Play-Doh, and I am going to show you what I grabbed from the grocery store. The kids were not having it today. It is really hard for me to shop with them, to grocery shop with them, especially the baby. He's 25 pounds, and baby wearing him when he's screaming in the cart, he was screaming in the cart. Both stores that we were in, he was screaming on my back when I was in the Home Depot, so it was really hard to grocery shop with him. I thought I was going to do a bigger haul than what I did, but this is what I have today. So I'm going to break these grocery hauls up over the next few days and put them in different vlogs. So today's grocery haul is going to be included in my today's daily vlog. And then when I do my big grocery shop from Fred Meyer's or whatever other stores I decide to go to, I'm going to do that when I'm by myself without my children. So today I wanted to do more of a shelf-stable pantry haul, and I'm really trying to change the way that I grocery shop and the way that I feed my family. We used to be mostly fresh foods all the time. I'm talking, I have made from scratch almost everything, and then we would always buy fresh produce, always fresh fruits, some frozen fruits, things like that, frozen vegetables, but I'm trying to get some things canned now, more shelf stable, so that if something happens, the power goes out, that I don't have a freezer full of fruit and vegetables that I've got to deal with. Also, I'm going to be canning some of my frozen fruits and vegetables that I do have and preserving as much of my garden harvest as possible. So with all of that said, I'm going to show you what I got from the grocery store today, what I managed to get, and then I went into Grocery Outlet. Let's check it out. Okay, over here, it's upside down. I apologize for that, but this Calrose rice was $13.99 for this 20-pound bag. And I'm not going to break that down for you. You can do the math if you want to. And then underneath of that, I have another 20-pound bag of pinto beans. They are the triple cleaned pinto beans, and that was $17.99 for this 20-pound bag. $17.99 for a 20 pound bag of beans. So that comes out to less than $1 per pound of beans. And I told you in the store, if you can find beans for less than $1 right now, $1 per pound, buy them, okay? Buy the beans that are less than $1 per pound. If they're more than $1 per pound, you can find a better price somewhere else. So remember that. Beans or lentils, either one of them. Okay, we came back here to this chicken breast, and this is organic chicken breast, and it was 10, I got 10 of these for $3.99, so $40 worth of chicken right there, you guys. $40 worth of chicken. Very expensive, but right now that's what I'm doing. That's how I'm putting food away. So I invested $40 in organic canned chicken for shelf stability so that I can put that away for the future. We also got some chunk pineapple. I don't think this is in non-BPA lined cans. These are going to need to be eaten in the next year, but they are great for vitamin C. It's great when you are sick. So we have some of that on the shelf. We love eating pineapple. I'm going to start rotating through my fruits that I have. I have a bunch of canned fruits and I need to start working through that. So this is going to go into my rotation, as well as these sliced pears. Now both of these are in juice. This is juice from concentrate, and these pineapple chunks are also in juice. So these were $1.19, and the pineapple was $1.69 per 20-ounce container. So $1.69 for that and $1.19 for that. So I just got a few cans of each of those. I probably need to go back and get some more, but I'm going to check prices at some other stores. And then back here, I grabbed some evaporated milk. This was $1.19 each. I grabbed 4. So I'm just trying to get some milk on the shelf, things that I can use when I make bread or when I make rolls. This is something I can put into my rotation if we don't have access to fresh milk right now. Our milk lady is retired and we are seeking for a new raw milk lady. And in the meantime, we are doing store-bought milk, and I didn't get any of that today, but I did grab this canned milk for, let's see, did I tell you it was $1.19 a piece? This Bragg's liquid aminos, we needed a backup of that, so I went ahead and grabbed that for $4.49 for 16 ounces of that. I don't want to buy it in bulk because we don't use a whole lot of it. Okay, so these cases right here, these 6 cans of tomatoes, the tomato sauce up here was $4.99. So that is less than $1 per can of tomato sauce. And then these are big cans. These are the larger cans of whole peeled plum tomatoes. So I figure with the plum tomatoes, we can make salsas and things like that. The tomato sauce, a variety of things that we can do with the tomato sauce. But the whole plum tomatoes, we can do a variety of things with those. So I'm going to start buying the whole tomatoes because it seems like they are a much better price than the sauces and things like that. So the whole tomatoes, I'm actually looking for them on here, and I'm wondering, I'm like, all right, there they are. That was $5.97 for 6 cans, so under $1 each for these large cans. In the non-BPA, non-GMO, these are the 28-ounce cans, and then these were the 15-ounce cans. And then I wanted to get some tea, and this is what I drink. I drink a lot of tea, and the bags are easy, but I'm going to be ordering bulk tea from Mountain Rose Herbs, and I'll share that link with you guys down below. But I wanted to get this because I haven't pulled the trigger and ordered my bulk tea from Mountain Rose Herbs. So I grabbed these little containers of it, and Good Earth tea. So these were $1.99 per pack of 18 tea bags, and I got 2 of them. Then you guys know my dilemma with butter. It was really expensive at the store. It was $6 a pound, and that was all I could find at my Fred Meyer's store. So when I found a pound of, this might be greenwashing because it says Grassland salted sweet cream made with milk from cows not treated with RBST. And so when I looked at the other milks that's made this claim as well, they were a little bit more expensive at this store. So I grabbed these 1 pound boxes, and I got, what did I get? 8 to go into the freezer. I got 8 of those, and that was $4 for a pound. Still pretty expensive. I can find less expensive butter, but it's not as quality, or the cows are treated with the RBST, whatever that is. You know, as long as I can get the best that I can for my money, I'm going to do that. And I think everybody agrees that you always want to get what quality that you can, because there's other places like this. These are not organic, and that is just the way it's going to be. I'm not going to do everything. I used to be that person. I was 100% organic all the time. And then I realized it wasn't sustainable for me and my large family, and now we do things differently. Okay, I got this Lady's Choice distilled white vinegar for cleaning, for canning, because I use it in my pressure cooker to keep the hard water from staining my jars, my glass jars. So we go through quite a bit of that, and that large thing of vinegar was $3. So $3 for a gallon of white vinegar. All right, there is everything that I picked up today. Oh, minus Annika. Where's your Play-Doh? Annika got some Play-Doh. And was there anything else that we got? I put a few things back. My total was $216.36. So for $200, I got, oh, I didn't tell you, all this meat. That's why you're probably wondering, how did you spend that much money on that stuff? Because I grabbed 12 of these meats. We do have meat in the freezer. We do not have enough ground beef. $4.99 a pound for grass-fed beef. And this might be greenwashing too, because it doesn't say, you know, anything spectacular. It just says grass-fed ground beef. It's not organic. It's not GMO or anything like that. But ingredients, beef, it's what's for dinner. So 12 of those. These are going to go in the freezer. It'll go into our food rotation. We will start using these when we are out of all of our other ground meat. Okay, so now I'm going to take you into the kitchen because we made brown beans. I accidentally put them on high. I was supposed to slow cook them on low for 8 hours, and I turned them up to high so that I could get them going. And I meant to turn it back down before I went and did all of this stuff, but I took the kids to school, went straight into town, never turned it down on low. So it sat on high for 4 hours. And when I came home, I immediately added more water, and I probably shouldn't have, because I didn't even taste the beans. I added water first, and then I tasted the beans, and they were cooked perfectly. Well, I added water, so now I have them simmering with the lid off so that that water can evaporate off, and so that it can become a thicker, more creamier, I'm not really sure, a thicker stock with these beans. So let me show you what we have. They taste amazing, and I'm going to share the recipe, the exact recipe down below, the quantity I used. I used 3 cups of beans. It was like 3.5 cups. So it made a fairly large batch, but we are a family of 7. So I'm going to show it to you. We'll probably eat on these for the next few days. I might pressure can a jar or 2. I don't know. It looks like we're probably going to be eating these because the kids love these kind of beans, and I'm fine with them eating them for dinner. So this is what we're going to have. See, look, okay, I added, how much did I add? I added about 1.5 cups more to this, and I probably didn't need to because look, now it's a lot more runny, but it was a lot thicker. The beans were no longer covered, so it had evaporated to a point that the beans weren't covered anymore. So I panicked, and in a moment of panic I did that. But look at this beautiful bacon that I put in here. This bacon is from our pigs, and we are running low on bacon, so one of the ways I can stretch the bacon is to mix it in with some beans. So I used 1/2 pound of bacon and just chopped it up in there, and then we used half of one of these really large onions, and then the other onion I chopped up and I froze it in the freezer because I'm not going to waste any food, you all. And so that onion, if I left it halved in the refrigerator, it would have dried out and gotten funky. So I cut it up, and I've done the same thing with some peppers. My freezer's really full. Trust me, we use all of this stuff. We're going to go through it. But this is what I did with the onions, and then these are the peppers that I did, and I'm going to use those for something else. And then we have a bunch of lard and pate in there, and then frozen fruit and vegetables, elderberries that I need to turn into jelly. Yeah, so the kids are going to be really excited about these, but I want them to cook back down and to thicken up because this is not the thick brown beans broth that I want. I want it to be a little bit thicker than that. So we're going to let these simmer with the lid off until the kids come home from school, and then they're going to have a delicious, oh, look at what the molasses does to the onions. The onions are caramelized, so beautiful, so amazing. Oh, it's going to be delicious. And like I said, I've already tasted this and it's good. It's good, but it's not going to hurt these beans to cook longer. They could be a little bit, they're pretty soft now. They're perfect, but it's not going to hurt them to cook a little bit more and absorb some more water and to thicken up. You can see it's starting to boil there. So we'll just let this simmer here for a little while and get yummier. So I'm probably not going to get a chance to vlog much more today. I'm going to go pick up my kiddos from school. I did get the 10 pieces of wood from Home Depot, as well as the 5 pieces of plastic netting fencing, garden fencing from Home Depot, and that cost me, I think it was $64 for those items. And that's what I'm going to use to extend my fence to deer-proof my garden for this season in life. It is not permanent. I know it's economical right now, and it's semi-permanent because semi-permanent home. But I want to thank you all so much for being here with me today. I enjoyed bringing you along to hang out with me and the little ones while we did some shopping, while we did some meal prep. And I'm going to leave this recipe below. A lot of you have requested that I put better recipes in my videos descriptions, and I tried to, but there's a lot of food that I remake, and I typically link it down in the video's description. So it's really, I do really simple cooking, and this is my first time making the Boston baked bean recipe, but I'm sure it's going to be a staple in our house. It's going to be a repeat probably every other week. I'll be making this pot of beans. I'm going to order some more beans from Azure Standard. I did get these organic navy beans from there, or Great Northern beans. Oh gosh, I'll link them down below and you guys can check them out. But I got a big 25-pound bag, and I'm probably going to get another 25-pound bag because I used 3 cups today, and I realized, wow, we could go through this in a few months pretty easily if we make this recipe a lot. So anyways, linking it all down below for you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Until next time, you all keep on rising. Click that subscribe button. Give this video a like. That is a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon. Bye.